Croissantaholic. Excellent, I relate. Uh, where do you recommend starting with a family member on the left who has expressed desire to understand the other side? At this point, she sees Trump supporters as climate crisis / science deniers. Well, I normally would let Carrie jump into this, but I'll start since she's not here. Well, I think you need to first start by demonstrating that you're open to argumentation and that you're not wed to a particular issue, but you're wed to the process of reason. And so you can have this conversation, and if she sees Trump supporters as climate crisis or science deniers, and that's her major characterization, maybe that's a place to start, and just talking about, okay, well, why do you ask her why are they science deniers, right? And be curious and ask questions and just come at it from very curious. I guess if they want to understand the other side, I guess it depends on what part of the other side they want to understand. I mean, you could just talk about, these are the reasons a lot of Trump supporters voted for Trump. These are the things they're concerned about. These are real things that they're concerned about. They're less concerned about climate science, the climate crisis, right? And this person might say, well, I think the climate crisis is the most important thing, and it's the only thing to be concerned about. It's like, okay, well, not everyone agrees that that's the biggest priority, and these are their other priorities. I mean, you can have that discussion. I don't know, Carrie, what's your answer to this question?
First of all, I'm sorry for the barking. The mailman's come and gone. I think it's over. Yeah, I think you're right. They're not going to have the same. I think sometimes, like, people on the left who don't understand Trump supporters, and I was one of those people, they are making the mistake of thinking everyone has the same concerns in the same order, and we don't. And
Right.
part of that reason is, again, I would highly suggest to read The Righteous Mind by Jonathan Haidt, because he talks about how you can think of morality almost like taste buds, and there's different channels, different taste buds for morality. And so conservatives and liberals have some of the same ones, and they have some very different ones. And that really helps to understand how people can have different ideas about what's important or what's immoral. And just because someone has a different idea about, like, here's a channel of morality that conservatives and liberals share. It's the care harm principle, the care harm channel. They both care. They both think it's immoral to harm people. The difference is they may have different ideas on what is most harmful. And so if you can help point out to that person, Trump supporters don't necessarily have a problem. They're not a monolith, first of all. People who voted for Trump, they may find government regulation that is claimed to be about trying to regulate the climate. They may find those regulations to be immoral. I don't know if that makes sense. You have to kind of frame it from, here's why they may not like the thing it is that you like. You see a person who's for those regulations, they're like, of course I'm for further regulations. I care about the environment. I don't want people to be harmed. But you have to understand, people on the other side of it, they have their position because they also don't want people to be harmed. You guys have that in common. And it's like the minimum wage. This is a great example I give sometimes, is
Yeah, that's a good one.
They will say, yeah, this is a great one. A lot of people on the left will say we need to raise the minimum wage because we care about people. And they don't understand that people on the right who oppose raising the minimum wage oppose it because they care about people. You have that in common. So start from the thing you have in common. We both care about people. You think that raising the minimum wage is going to help people. I think that raising the minimum wage, or a Trump voter, or whoever it is, this other person thinks that raising the minimum wage is going to hurt people. And here's why. Here's how it does that. That's when you bring in the stats and the facts, but you ground it in the emotion. You ground it in the morality issue. You ground it in the moral argument. I think, if this is you, I think raising the minimum wage hurts people. You're starting with the moral argument. Then you give the facts on why you think that. Because look at this evidence. Look at when small businesses when the minimum wage is raised, they have to lay people off and cut wages, and people suffer. But if you can show them first that having different policy opinions or voting for a different politician doesn't mean you're evil, that you share something, you share that concern about hurting people or helping people, then you can go from there and explain why you think what, and we at least we have that in common. We just disagree on how to help people.
Right.